What is up? What's up, bros? What you're about to see is my current delt workout. Now, as with any workout, it has changed, will continue to change, but I do like to keep at least my first main exercise constant for long enough to see some good progression really, and at least until that progression slows down or stops, which might even be never, but that's why first exercises can stay the same for a long time. You know, you don't have to shock the body because there's no such fucking thing, really. You know, there's specificity for different types of training, but there's no such thing as shocking. You know, you can't trick your body because it doesn't think. Anyway, delt workout, let's get back to it. One thing to note, my delts were terrible. As a result of an injury, I didn't train my delts for about 6 months, and so they were a weak area, and I think I did okay bringing them up, but maybe you can see from the video. One other thing to note, some of these clips are just hashed together. They're basically clips all from different workouts, so I might be like wearing different stuff and that, but it doesn't matter. It's the same workout, so let's do it. Okay, first exercise is standing overhead press, and these are pretty much my favourite exercise right now. In terms of reps, I'm doing 5x5, but that is only because that's what my program dictates at the moment. Obviously, that will change as I move into the next cycle of my program, and hopefully that is the same for you. Nobody should really be sticking to the exact same rep range forever, unless you want suboptimal gains, of course. Another thing for suboptimal gains is leg drive, and that is really one thing that should be avoided. You see a lot of people throwing these up, and really it's only going to hamper progress. It's not going to help you add weight to your lift, and ultimately it's not going to help with your delt development. Save it for CrossFit or whatever, but you should really be trying to avoid that and just be ready to go to failure with strict form if necessary. Second exercise, I am always going to these lateral raises, and I prefer, you'll see that I'm sat down, I just prefer to be sat down to do these. I think I'm tempted to kind of rock my body, excuse the Justin Timberlake lyrics or whatever, a little less, and it kind of brings less momentum into it, so I basically feel like I can keep my form a little more strict when I'm sat down. Now you can see I'm going pretty light on these as well. These are only like, I think these are 15-pound dumbbells, and I'll do about 5 sets, well not about 5 sets, I will do 5 sets, but I'll do between 8 and 12 reps on these. That rep range isn't so strict because what you'll find you can do varies. It varies a lot more because the weights are a lot lighter. It varies a lot more than as with your presses on your first exercise. Some days 8 will feel like enough, and some days you'll feel like you got a lot more and you've done yourself an injustice if you haven't done more. So yeah, 5 sets of 8 to 12 on these, and that is a lot, but I do like to hit the medial head with a lot of volume. And as you can see, I'm hitting it even more with this machine. I don't know what this machine is called, but I basically jump on it and do like 1 or maybe 2 sets to failure after all of those raises. I feel like I can go to failure a lot easier on this machine than with dumbbells. You'll notice that there's no front raises in there. I really don't do any front dumbbell raises or any kind of front raises. I feel like my presses, both the presses I do in my delt workout and my presses in my chest workout, hit my front delt perfectly adequately, and I don't really need to do any front raises, and so I'd rather focus on the other heads of the delt. These are rear delt somethings. I don't exactly know what this machine is called, but I am pretty fond of it. I think having your elbows, you need to keep your elbows out wide so you can keep them on those pads, and it kind of helps you to keep it as a rear delt fly as opposed to bringing it in, arms in more narrow and turning it into a row. So certainly this is a good machine. If you have one, then use it, but similarly you could also use the reverse pec deck or sometimes I'll do bent over dumbbell flies if this machine is busy. You do have to be a little bit more strict and watch your form on those, but as I say, this is a pretty good machine. If you can get to it, get to it. For these, I do like 4 sets of 10. And I do try and go to failure on my last set, maybe my last 2 sets even. That is pretty much it for the delt workout.